Pentecost River crossing, June 2021. Just following a couple of caravans across. There's not much water here. Take a couple of photos on the way across. A couple of photos like that.
There's a queue to cross this river.
Oh, a bit of a queue, mate. We've got the caravans here, but I think we'll just go past them. They should be waiting here to let us pass. That would be common sense. Often happens. Otherwise, we just got to go past like usual.
Alright, I can see you now. Yeah, trouble is we've got a rig gap now.
Always complaining. Someone's always complaining. We're just travelling along the Gibb River Road, and there's the Prado going the other way. It is in quite corrugated condition, hard to tell. So here you can't even see what's going on in front of you, so you kind of need to slow right down so you can see again, or stop. Got one of our guys got a flat tyre, and his rim has obviously been flat for a while because apparently the rim's gone, so I'm going to get up there and have a look at that. We've just turned around.
Yeah, there's one over there before, yeah.
Yeah, the dirt, the puffs of dirt that come up.
Yeah, when they push off to the bottom. I reckon there's two there. Yeah, there was one right here before. I think after you took off. Yeah, definitely.
Once again, the KO2s, the KOs, the most reliable tyre overall. Yokohama Geolanders, great. So here we've got a Yokohama Geolander, the standard so-called all-terrain tyres that come factory on the Hiluxes. There's all-terrains and there's all-terrains. That's what I'm talking about when we recommend the KO2s. It's for this off-road dirt corrugations reliability on the rough tracks. The odds are, whenever the majority, you know, whether it's our trips, other convoys, the KO2s are the majority and they don't see problems, and it's always the one, whether it's the Coopers, this, that or the other, that seem to cop the rock in a sidewall. And obviously this is damage that's been driven on for a little while before it was noticed. So, alright, what do we do now?
I reckon what we could do, we might be able to plug that there and one over here. We'll get the tyre repair
Kit for this one?
Yeah, if we go in there,
I don't know, mate.
I reckon it might go in there alright, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that, not this time. Another little water crossing, I don't know, what are we? About 100 k's from, tell you exactly what way, 90 k's from the Clumbaroo Road, east. Just take it slow through there, a few rocks here and there. So we've got our tyre changed, no drama there. And the other vehicles have all got KO2, so if they keep, if those Yokohamas pop another one, we've got plenty of KO2s for spares. Alright, this morning, on this spooky morning, it's a bit spooky, bit of a rough road. So this is the Port Warrender Road, heads out to Mitchell Falls. So in this video it's just been a bit of a bits and pieces video. Got time to give you some reality information if you're doing some research or whatever, trying to work out what vehicle or where you should go alone or if there's phone service or how many spare tyres you need, whether you should tow a trailer. I'm going to give you my opinion based on the current conditions, which is very similar to other time I've been up here. So, oh look, we're just about getting out of the fog. We've got a bit of sunshine, so you can check out the scenery. There's a couple of different. Let's work our way on this area first. So, this is the road. You head up the Columbaroo Road off the Gibb, and you turn left. And this is the road that takes you to Mitchell Falls. It's always usually quite corrugated. This isn't the worst road I've driven on. I reckon it's pretty good, and it's bloody awesome on this Dobinson suspension. I've been down here. When I say that, I mean the monotubes. We've got the MRAs in the rear, which I'm not recommending. The video's not about that. Just saying, the ride, standard monotubes in the front. Monotubes all round is probably the best value for money suspension you can get. And we've done enough testing now using them on this vehicle and others. I'm quite confident with rocks smashing the rear monotubes that it's not going to damage the boot, as I suspected it may. But we're also running those K-on rear shock guards also, which I believe they're about to do a new design for the Prados and make them like the ones on the 200 series. So if you don't see those on the Car website, just ask them, just say, hey, when are you doing the 150 Prado rear shock guards like the 200 series ones? I don't even know what the 200 series ones are like. I just got told that's what they're going to do because they change them because they're better top design, whatever. So once they're out, we'll grab a set of those. Always looking to have the best setups for reliability. If you're going to be in places like this, you're a long way from anywhere. There's no phone service. There's basically no help, you know. What we've seen so far in our group, 4 cars, all on KOs, KO2s, except for one with the standard GLNs that came on the Hilux, only done 20 or 30,000 Ks. So he's running those until obviously now he's got an excuse to buy one KO. It's just simple. The KOs are the mostly used tyre and the least punctured or damaged tyre, if you know what I mean. So that doesn't mean you can't get a puncture or damage. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. But when there is a puncture in our group and when we see other tyres on the side of the road, I don't see KO2 treads on the side of the road. I see everything else. But one of the biggest tyre failures is caravans. Okay, so what do we see? On the road, up on the Columbaroo Road, we actually saw one caravan. It was a single axle, quite large for a single axle. I wouldn't bring a caravan anywhere up here. So this road, probably one of the worst sort of on the trip. Right now it's pretty good actually, so it makes it look like it's wrong, like I'm wrong, you know, 'cause it's quite smooth. We're zipping through. We're doing about 60 Ks, right? You can go, there's lots of different ways to do this road. You can do it at walking speed, over, and a lot of people do that. Takes them hours, you know. You can read up places. That's slow and painful. You can't. It'd be nice to do it at 80 to 130 Ks rally style, and I'm sure some people would, but it's not really safe to do that. So it's a bit of a balance, each to their own, depending on your driving skills and your vehicle setup. Some people, they've got standard suspension, they don't let the tyres down, or whatever the case may be, and they're just not going to be able to. They need to go slower because they haven't got the handling, the braking, and manoeuvrability when there is an oncoming car. So, like right now, we're travelling at 60. I can see a fair way up around the bend. You know, that's what you've got to be always expecting a car to be coming around that next bend. You get a straight section like this, there's no point gunning it. You're just going to churn the track up more, but you can slowly build your speed up, get a bit more speed towards 70, but again, slowing down if need be, depending how tight the next curve is. It's not too fast. We can go probably twice the speed. That would be probably too fast, given the fact there's also a lot of cows and stuff around, so you need to keep an eye out for those, because it doesn't matter what front protection device you got, if you hit a cow, it's not going to be good. So the only phone service I know of, you got to go back a long way. So you want to carry emergency devices or satellite phones or whatever. If you're going to be up here, you want to be in reasonable health as well. Get, you know, health check. I wouldn't bring caravan. I wouldn't bring a caravan across the Gibb, to be quite honest, especially some sections of it at the moment. Quite rough. I just reckon, I don't care how tough it is, but I reckon you shake it to death, you know. The Gibb should be camping, take your tent. So as I've said in previous videos, this trip we're carrying a Black Wolf Turbo 300 on the roof when we're moving. We've got a self-inflating mattress, really comfortable. It's a Wild Country one, I don't know if you can get them anymore. We've got that, and we've got a double king swag deluxe, of course, so 3 rolls on the roof, nice and tight. So aerodynamics are pretty good, the weight's not too much up there. We're not going to talk about roof weight capacities in this one, we've got other videos on that, but you know, how long's a piece of string with that one. So we're just getting there's a bit of dew in the air still, it's a little bit of dew. So I wouldn't bring a caravan, especially if I did take a caravan across the Gibb. I especially wouldn't put it through the punishment coming up what the Columbaroo Road can be like at times. You come across floodways and that are, some of them are washed out and got holes in them. You really need to slow down. So they can sort of, if you get, again, if you take it slow, it'll be a slow, painful ride. But there was at least a couple of caravans on the side of the road. That means people that have gone, oh, we'll be right. You know, we've got an awesome caravan, and they told us it'll go anywhere and all that. I'll tell you right now, caravans don't go anywhere. Even if you don't break something that causes a failure, it's going to add a lot of wear and tear to things. It's just not worth it, you know. I just think, you know, even if you want to park at Alquestro and then take your tent for a week up to Gibb and back, then go around to the other end, park at Derby, take your tent, go in the other end, I'd do something like that, you know what I mean? But if you did the Gibb, I'd say don't go up the Columbaroo Road. If you go up the Columbaroo Road, I'd say don't bring it down this road, but I'm sure some people do. Maybe in the video we'll have a look around the campsite. On this trip we camping at the river there. King Edward is the campsite there. It's just a few k's, I think about 8 k's west of the turn off the Columbaroo Road. You can't go further north without a permit, so if you want to go up to Columbaroo, you can't go into the town and that anyway. And so there's no fuel up there, you got to get a permit, you got to take enough fuel to get up food and everything to get up there and back, whatever you're doing, wherever you're staying, whatever. You know, if you're going to go fishing or something like that, you want the coastal sort of stuff like that. But I hope you can see from this video a bit of the condition of the road, and it's not worse than other. I'd actually say this is probably better than last time I was up here, you know. But then again, it could be this suspension. As I said last time we were up here, I didn't have the monotubes in. I don't remember what I did have in though, right? So, but, you know, tyre pressure helps a lot, but the suspension really makes the biggest difference. Now you can hear a little bit of shaking around, but it's quite smooth. It's not too bad at all. The scenery through here is pretty cool as well. Okay, so we're still cruising along here. About 65 k's, got a nice straight section. Always looking to spot cows, bulls, whatever, and big rocks. Every now and then there's a big rock the size of a football sitting on the track. There can be a few of them. There can be rocks in the track, or they can be loose, so it can go either way. We left nice and early this morning. What time were we? 20 past 7. So we've been driving for about, what is it now? It's 8 o'clock, so it's about almost 40 minutes so far. And what have we done? I think we've done, what was it, 530 something K on there. What did I say? It's going to be 610 on the trip meter. Yeah, we filled up fuel, did a final fill up at Kununurra. Anyway, so 610, we're on 566, so we've done about, we've got about 40, done about 30 k's, we've got about 40 something k's to go to get out to Mitchell Falls, where we park it up for the day, go for a walk. We're going to go to the chopper first and see if we can book a ride in the chopper to get back, just not because we're lazy, but just for a different perspective on it. It's a good view, and I just think obviously walk there and get the chopper back's the easier, kind of lazier way to do it. If you like, you can take your time getting there, and then you get the easy way back, rather than you get the easy way there, then you got to walk back. Yeah, I suppose either way, but I just think walk in and get the chopper backs to go. So we're going to do that. If the chopper's booked or we can't get enough spots, we've got 8 people in total, then obviously we'll have a group there. Just to give you an idea, idea, some of these corrugations, I don't know, they're at least a few inches, but up to, I don't know, the biggest ones probably maybe, I reckon 5 inches. People say, oh, corrugation's this high, and they show you, and you don't feel it until you slow down. So if you do it slow, you'll know all about it. So if you've done it slow and you go, oh, 60, that's too fast, well, mate, you know, 20 or 10's too slow, you know. Some people said it's taken 4 hours, you know. Well, we've got an oncoming, there you go, perfect example. Slow it down, move it over, all good. Watch out for the rocks at the side. So you got to keep your eyes peeled, those oncomings. I got told not long ago that, you know, there wouldn't be any oncomings. I said that you've always got to watch out for those oncoming vehicles. There could be one coming around the corner at any time. You've got an oncoming vehicle, copy? Anyway.
Yeah, copy. You must be a bit ahead of it now.
Oh, roger that. So he's on the handheld, so it's a little bit. Here we go. Oncoming vehicle. So if you come up this way, you can stay at King Edward, you can swim in the river with a few freshies, a few other things to check out in the area. You can spend a day coming out here, you can stay there a bit longer, whatever you want to do. It's only about a minute there. I just sort of got onto the other guys. They're not that far behind. Another oncoming, there you go. Another oncoming.
We've overrun your last clean now.
Yeah, I think I just went up a hill. But yeah, we're catching up. So this is going to be one of those, could be one of those really slow ones. So this is, I suppose, you got to work out how you're going to manage this issue, whether you drop back and or you stop and have a break or whatever, because we're quite happy at 60 k's skipping across these corrugations. So I need to get a visual to go, well, are they just around the corner here doing 20-30 k's? Nice rough bit there. Or are they doing alright? They're only doing 10 k's slower, because if that's the case, we can just back it off a bit and drop back. So I'll persist a little bit until I see something. The dust isn't too bad. I don't know in the video if you can even see the dust, but anyway, we'll sort this out. Hope that information's helping. Remember, give us a like button, subscribe, turn the bell on if you're liking the trip report videos, and I think half the point of the video is at least you get a bit of scenery, you can see what it's like through here. And I think Mitchell Falls, yeah, definitely worth the effort. It is a hard trip on the vehicle, and for people as well, if they think, you know, a little bit bumpy rides. I can see the vehicle, there it is, it's a Prado. Obviously the suspension's not as good, or he just takes it even a bit more easy. I'm taking it pretty easy, so yeah, we'll just see what happens, eh? He's covered in air. We got this unusual dew. We got a dew. The dew. And I think the back of the vehicles will be completely brown because, yeah, the dew. So anyway, so we ended up going past 2 vehicles. I think the back one was maybe 10 or 20 k's slower. The front one was going a bit better, but the fact that we caught up to it, obviously we're travelling, our comfort level is travelling a little bit faster. Just to give you an idea, since the engine was running 56 minutes, average speed 48 k's, so that's what sort of speed we're travelling at, give or take. Obviously on some turns you slow down a bit, and on some straight bits you can go a little bit quicker, but I'd probably recommend against going any faster than about 70 would be the maximum in my opinion, unless you knew you had the road clear and you're a rally race car driver. So yeah, that's probably about it for this video. More of a, you know, a little bit of scenery for you, show you what can happen. We find the KO2s the most reliable. pretty fair test out there when most of the vehicles, definitely more than half, have these tyres, and everybody swears by their reliability. Not everybody, because you know people that haven't got them anymore, because they're too squirmy in the wet. So when we choose tyres, it's for reliability on this stuff. It's for grip on the steep tracks. It's not the best in the wet. So if you're mainly not using the vehicle for this type of thing, then obviously those tyres aren't for you. But carry an extra spare. If you look, you know, there was even a bloke with standard Dunlop Grand Treks, and how do I know that? Well, I saw him on the side of the Gibb changing a tyre. So I had a browse as I slowly went past, and Grand Treks, so they can get the job done. But once again, like the Yokohama we had, there were only 2 flats. Was there any other flats? There might have been another one, but yeah, like I said, trailers on the side of the road, tie everything down, barbecues on the side of the road, gas bottles, people are losing stuff, you know, there was a few other things I can't remember. You've got to secure everything, it's rough roads. Oh yeah, water. There was a water container that fell out of someone's rear carrier or whatever the case, or off the roof probably more likely. Everything shakes loose, so you need to make sure it's tied right and maybe stop and check it every now and then. And once again, like always, the message is keep an eye on your mirrors. When you go around a bend, look there and see. If you see some lights, that means someone's caught up, they're travelling faster than you. Just slow down, pull over. It'll only cost you a minute. Even if it costs you 2 or 3, probably cheaper than a windscreen. Just pull over, let them pass, because if it's me, I'm coming past anyway sooner or later. I'll wait patiently for a little bit. If you do the courtesy thing and let us pass, then we can all do it nice like that. And same thing, if I see someone catching up, which is going to be rare, but it's going to happen, we're just going to let them pass once they're there, because there's no point making it hard, making it dangerous for everyone. Anyway, that's probably a video. We'll have another one soon showing you Mitchell Falls. So if you haven't already subscribed, turn the bell on, get some reliable tyres, suspension, minimal modifications for reliability. See no bull bar shaking around on the front, because if you hit a bull, it doesn't matter if you've got a bull bar or not. The antenna's on the rear door, it's not shaking around, it's reliable, okay? We haven't got any aftermarket underbody protection for this trip on this vehicle. Touring vehicle. So the nuts and bolts aren't going to vibrate loose. You've got to check all that with all your aftermarket stuff, the bull bars, the bash plates. We're out of here, guys. Thumbs up, subscribe, bell on. See you on the next one. Probably Mitchell Falls. See ya. Oh, bull. I thought the video was finished. Oh, bull. Go on, bull, get off. Go on, get off. Oh, you're going to come on. Baloney. Anyway, that's a video. See ya.
These camper trailers are taking up a lot of road, aren't they?
Yeah, mate. In my opinion, they're going too fast considering they're towing. They're coming up to bends in the middle of the road on the brakes, and you can see the camper pushing the car because they've got to hit the brakes, which means, yeah, too fast, mate. Yeah, that was about, I don't know, 10, 15 camper trailers headed out. Just to add a little bit more to the video, we just had another broken camper trailer on the way in, so a lot of fatalities in trailers up and down these roads. And what the other guys in our group were just saying, this road is not for trailers, it's hard enough on the vehicles. And I would completely agree with that. You've got to make sure you've got your vehicle set up correctly for reliability, because it causes a lot of... We just went over that really rough patch and it wasn't that rough, so yeah, have it set up right with the right suspension, and bada bing, you're in business. No trailers. So we're just heading out of the King Edward River. There's a little river crossing as you head out of the camp area, back towards the Columbaroo Road, probably about, I don't know, 400 or 500 deep. And then we'll be heading back down the Columbaroo Road. Next stop, I think, at the stop in at Barnet River Station and camp there. Head out to Manning Gorge, might stay there for a few days. There's that caravan still there. Let's check out the Dingo coming up the left side. Good size. Just back crossing the river again. Just a couple of k's north of Drysdale Station. Bloody beautiful. Sand or whatever. You're not meant to camp here. but I think plenty of people do. And yes, nice spots down the river, I think, down in there. Not a lot of space. Nice spot. You could go and hang out on the beach for the day there. Beautiful. Alright, so we're back on the Gibb. We've continued on down the Clumbaroo Road. Basically without turning, you follow sign to Derby, big green sign. And so far the track is quite smooth. The reports were that it was a bit smoother at the moment. Obviously they've done some maintenance at this side of things more recently. I'm not saying it's smooth, but it feels smooth for me, sort of thing. Very smooth compared to the Clumbaroo Road. Saw a lot of trailers and campers still going up there, and some of them doing the walking pace along the side, so that could be a very long trip. Oh, Bulldust. Yeah, we're on the Gibb. There's some really smooth sections along here. Some are a bit corrugated and some are just Bulldust. Like a mini tornado up here on the left, around the tree on the left side of the road. I don't know how well we can see it in the video. Might get better or worse. Not that exciting. Just going past it now. This is the river just before Barnet Station. Bit of a hole in the middle there. There you go, the Prado pulling the Goldstream RV through the little mud hole. So we're cruising down the Gibb from Manning to Silent Grove's our move, and they're rebuilding the road. Have a look at this truck. You think it'll get bogged in there. He's spraying water so the road trains are tipping all the dirt on there. Instead of grading it out like they used to do, dig in the middle out, pushing it to the sides, making a river out of it, they've worked out you need to bring the dirt, put it on the road, and then recompact it so that the water runs off the road. So yeah, a whole heap of soil's getting put back on the road, and then not a lot of people doing it, so it's going to take some time. Take note the way they do things out here. I don't know if you can see it in the video, I'll zoom it a bit. There's a series of rocks down the middle of the road they've put there with some white paint. That's the centre line. Oh, look at this, beautiful airstrip. Waiting for, you know, it's obviously not our turn to drive on it. We get to drive on the old crap down the side, but if you're up here soon, look at that, beautiful. Looks like we get onto this bit here. Could be smooth. Oh, beautiful. Look what we got to drive on now. It's like an airstrip. 60, 70, 80. Let's see if we can take off. We need to put the wings out. 90, 95, 100. No, just joking. It's a 60k speed limit. So we're headed up the road into Silent Grove, which is the campsite for Bell Gorge, and we've just got a whole heap of caravans and whatever, so we're just going to go slow. It's dust city out here, out on these dusty things. If I haven't mentioned it before, I reckon I have. You're going to fill your air filter up in a day quicker than what you'd do in 10,000 k's on the road if you're not careful. So you're going to need to change your air filter every day or every week. Anyway, cruising along. So I think this is the end of our Gibb River Road video. We're going to have a whole heap of separate videos showing the gorges and stuff like that. So if you haven't already, subscribe. And this is June in the Kimberleys, where the sun shines every day of the month. It's 30, 32 degrees, but look at that sky. You can't see it all. but up high it's very black. Ahead it's a bit grey, and we're getting a few spots of rain, which I've never seen up this way in June, but I'm sure I think it can happen once or twice a month. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please give us a thumbs up if you got something out of that Gibb River road trip video. And yeah, like I said, subscribe, turn the bell on. We've got some better videos there. Check out those. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.